Yeah, tonight we have two matchups for you all. We have Flatline and Diamond Dogs at this current hour. And in 3 hours, Gospel and Farron will be fighting it out. This one's going to be a best of three, Lich, Oni, and Dredge. Flatline did pick the Lich first. See how that goes. But tonight, I'm joined, this session, I'm joined with Peaches. Peaches, how are you doing, man?
I am doing excellent. What better way to start this matchup than with some Lich? Right, so we got Flatline on the Lich starting first, and Diamond Dogs on the Survivor side, orbiting around the 10 side area, trying to catch out if who or what survivors are making their way toward the bottom side. They probably won't want to make their too much distance toward the 9 side, as most of that side is corrupted, but we do catch out Survivor in the corrupted side, the perfect place to chase for a Survivor side. But as you can see, Bravo does not want any of that. They want to see if they can catch out any survivors in the uncorrupted area and really use the full potential of corrupt intervention. We see some scratch marks in the middle area, but no signs of anyone quite yet. We see a couple kind of going toward the bomb side, maybe toward Shack. Yes, that's where we're going to find our first survivor. Who it is, I can't tell quite yet, but yeah, this is a great way to start the match so far. I mean, although, oh wow, the Super Source got, it is a Super Source that was making their distance around the Shack, and they vault straight into the killer. Very well played, vaulting into the killer, not being able to block him at the window. So this will be our first chase, and Super Source immediately taking the chase into the corrupted area, away from the active generators, and you already see the 3 split with Promo, Renga, and Beanie already. Wow, we almost have a halfway done gen on beanies, and great pounding by Super Source on this TNL with the skeletons hit. They will not hit. Very well played by Super Source, but not, this might be a hit through the window. No, it will not be. Really making the best of this TNL, and man, that the med generators are absolutely cranking, and there's just nothing, really no other powers that Bravo can use. The skeletons are the only chase power that they can use at this time, because there's no pallets around, and we finally get the first injury. Now trying to fly after them, and actually I don't think there's any pallets around the 10 area. Yeah, the Super Source is forced to try and use the TNL, but all they can do is hop into a locker. Tavi, dude, these survivors have so much progress on the board. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was a long first chase, and there was barely any resources used for it. That's going to be the first generator going to Diamond Dogs for the first hook, which is a great start for them, considering that they did triple split, meaning that 2 more generators are fairly close to popping. You can see how Promo is going to get revealed by the orb of whatever it's called, and Bravo is just going to blind eruption and head right back, which does kind of lead me into the build. He did just apply eruption to the generator, and he might actually get some value off the turn back the clock here. If he does, of course, opt to kick it, but a bit of a miscommunication actually by from Diamond Dogs. Ranga was kind of pre-leaving as I feel like there's a miscommunication, and also a bit of a misplay coming through by Beanie. Going to take the skulls too. I feel like the situation shouldn't have happened at all, Peaches, considering that the survivor on hook should have been able to come perfectly for Bravo's location. Now they've handed over 2 injuries. The unhooks come through, sure, but maybe it's a little bit of panic time for them, because if this chase doesn't last long, then there could be some trouble for Diamond Dogs.
It could absolutely be problems. And look like that, just like you were saying. Yeah, I think there is just a little bit of panic there. Normally, all they had to do was fast fall over that pallet, and I think they would have made it. Maybe not without the skulls, but at least buying a little bit of time. But not today. And yeah, Bravo's just gonna get a nice second hook onto Super Source, and also getting a pain res, putting a little bit of pressure on the generators, orbiting the bomb side, and now flying over to the other 11 side, breaking this pallet underneath. But yeah, that was a little odd. I'm not really sure about the communication side of things. I would have thought they would have been able to leave a little bit sooner, but yeah, kind of just getting caught up. But they already reset Ranga, so it is all good. They were able to recover their mistakes, but definitely could have gotten more out of it. But once again, Ranga not quite able to leave too far away from the gen over there and get caught out the hill. And just barely dodge the skeletons. We get the hand. Will we make it to the window? Now we're not going to vault the window. We will see the down onto Ranga. But now, are we going to slug, or are we going to go for our pain res? It looks like we will go for our pain res. Yeah, we know there's a lot of gen pressure on the map, and by the time we fly back to main, they probably will have reset, or at least got to a better resetting location or better place to loop. So far, yeah, it's still looking good for the survivors of Diamond Dogs Hobby, but Rob's kind of bringing it back a little bit. We got some hooks on the board, and we got the pain res rolling a bit.
I completely agree with that. I would just think that Diamond Dogs had an excellent start, and maybe had a bit of a trip in the mid game. Again, they just gave away those 2 tags. I feel like shouldn't have happened. But yeah, it's sort of neutralized now. Bravo does have another first hook on the board. Super Source is on Death Hook though, so they do. Super Source will want to play safe in the upcoming series of events, as Bravo does just commit this hook again. Might have been a bit of okay. Injured survivor pre-left. I was gonna say a bit of confusion as to where the survivors are going where, but it's all good. It is now taking over Beanie. It's just gonna rotate back to this top side. It's sort of hard to say how this trial will go. It's gonna get actually finally a bit of turn back the clock value on this this top side gen, but it's hard to say how this will go because I think it will be stages. If the survivors play perfectly, I feel like it will be stages in this scenario because there's not really any way that Super Solus should get tunneled out in this position, right? But I think again the position that Bravo's in right now still pretty solid. He has wasted a lot of time on the map though. I think it's just gonna pop 2 gens for this, so maybe a little bit of too much of a dilly dally as our next survivor takes chase. Yet again, Beanie on the case, taking the chase and the TL, but unfortunately takes the M1 now. Like at this moment now, there's gonna be another gen popping. I think Bravo might have just fallen a bit behind Peaches.
Just a little bit, and there was a point there at main where they could have possibly went for the tunnel and turned it to a 3v1. Of course, main is main. Of course, there's so many strong resources around, so maybe it was not. It was a tough judgment call whether to go for the stage or go for the tunnel, maybe get to a 3v1. But yeah, I mean, you saw how they were playing main earlier and how much got the nice skeletons. Clipped them there. Are they going to make it to the shack pallet? They will, but we got the skeleton and we can just hold them up and they will make it through the window though. But able to get that life off to make it to that little hole in the ground pallet here, but I don't think they make it back around. No, they do not. This will be another hook and the first hook onto promo and another painters. I think we're seeing the tactics shift a little bit. I think Bravo was trying to go for the tunnel out onto Super Source, but once they lost that tunnel out and they lost Ranga as a potential tunnel out, they're now going for the freshes, trying to get the pain reses rolling, trying to get the turn back the clocks going, get some gen regression. And I think you're right. I think this will be stages out the door, but how many? That'll be up to Bravo.
It's going to take a chase onto Super Source. It actually doubles back at a perfect timing, catches out Ranga, so perhaps we'll cure a couple more stages. There's a clean break in the background actually for promo, so maybe that gets a bit of value coming into this endgame. Doesn't matter though. Nice W key away actually by Ranga. I swear, like, how many survivors have life in this trial? What is going on? But we've just gone back to the mid map. Super Source was caught out, so maybe if we can secure death here, maybe it will be good. But I still think there's plenty of resources on this top side of the map, so Super Source is in no big worry over the situation. Gonna drop this power though, and maybe there's not enough distance around him. Could he be dead here? The body block is too late. You should have been there just a second earlier. Now Super Source is dead. Perhaps this is the opening that Bravo was looking for, because with this dead now, this generator is not going to pop in time. Perhaps they can come back. If they don't commit it, then the eruption could come through or the turn back the clock, depending on the situation. I think our survivors they're just going to pre-leave. You can apply the turn back to the clock, and then suddenly this is looking really bad for Diamond Dogs. Promo is going down. Clean break was somehow just not enough because he got tapped with, I think it was four people? Or no, it was not 4 people. I think he just got hit by something else. No, he got M1 earlier. So now this generator is not popping. Suddenly, this is looking more than just a few stages. Beanie does get the power save though, but takes a tag for it, so that's a huge relief. But like, there's still so much more opportunity for Bravo to get more stages here, Beaches.
Absolutely, because even though the Pound Stone did come in and saved Beanie from getting hooked, that it did result in an injury. And looks like, yeah, we get the hand. We're able to get the hit onto Beanie. Branga not quite able to get around and get the buy block, sending the Skeletons trying to get injured, dropping the pallet once again. But I think Bravo will be happy with taking this stage onto Beanie. Now we have all 4 fresh stages accomplished or received, and now we can get our 4th painters, deny or get some regression on Promo's gen, and that might just buy him enough time to fly over and kick it again, or at least get the turn back the clock value. So wow, yeah, look at that. So this is all of a sudden what we were thinking was going to be like middle stages is now kind of looking like possibly a 4K1 or at worst a 4K0 for Bravo. Tavi, this is what kind of Bravo quite literally turned back the clock on this progress.
would have been a pain if it couldn't. Okay. So, I don't agree. I don't agree with that one, Peaches. Because there was a pre left by promo, and Bravo kind of lost that. Now he has to deal with this reset, and I think that because enough time was bought by the pre leave, I think they should be able to pop the last generator, even though it is like a partial 3-gen. I do believe like last week there was a real crazy 3-gen uh which was contested on this map, which did end up popping, and it was way stronger than this one. So Diamond Dogs is in a much better scenario to to crank it out, even though they have a couple more hook stages on the board. Wow! And just as I say that, perhaps another one comes through because Beanie's taking these skulls to the back and might just go down here because this pallet is not going to be safe. You're going down, and there's not enough resources to keep you alive. So, wow. I I guess I'm eating my own words because I feel like that down was way too fast, and this hook can be secured now. The reset came through before, so obviously the generator is not going to pop. Yeah, I guess the turn back the clock might have been that joke might have been really applicable. Much better than mine though.
No worries. It can be a pain trying to write these jokes, so it is all good. But yeah,
Okay then. Okay then. Well, I'm just
again, I'm using
erupting
your
with
content.
laughter right now. You're so funny. Wow.
All right. Oh my gosh, we got a skeleton onto promo. So we know Renga has to be working on that 8-gen here. Sorry, getting a little too far away with the jokes, but and with this distance. Oh no, we already started turn back the clock, but now Bravo's happy with just sitting here because he knows that you can see the gem and how many pistons are pumping. There's not a lot, so I mean he can try and go over there and chase Renga off, but I think he has enough time to just sit here and wait for Beanie to die and then walk over, then chase him off, apply the eruption, and just play the 2v1. Yeah, I mean, which we're able to apply the skeletons a little bit, chase them off a little bit, uh, and just kind of just buy time a little bit. Yeah, Bravo's in a really. Nope, never mind. I think Bravo should have sat there just a little bit longer. I think they should have gotten this to 2v1 because we had an injured promo. We have the healthy Renga that doesn't have any resources up the 9 side. And now we're still in the 3v1, and now there's still a chance for a 4k0 if the survivors can somehow reset or double out that gen at 8. But it's pretty risky doing that because I mean look around the area. 8 only has a TNL and that dropped pallet in the hole, so that's I mean there's the window at 7, but other than that, there's really nothing else you can do. Oh, we get the grab! No way, we weren't quite able to make it over the window. So regardless, Bravo is turning this into a 2v1. We are going to get our turn back the clock once again, and they can make their way over back to 8 or at least check out any other of these 3 gens. And wow, what could or should have been outs. It's looking more and more like a 4K1. I think that's exactly what we're going to see. I mean, unless Ranga can make this chase last for a promo to just get the gen going, this might be it, Tavi.
I don't think promo is there in time. Their option was too strong on this bottom side generator, and Bravo's just heading right back. Does not care about the hook stage because he does not want a generator to pop in this time. So actually, maybe promo got away from this. It's not actually spotted around the shack area, and maybe Bravo will realize that something is a bit amiss here. But yeah, I feel like Diamond Dog's pressure was more than enough to, compensate that. I always go back to that scenario in the middle game where Super Saurus getting unhooked cost them like 2 health states, and there's a bit of commotion there. But oh my gosh, he's also getting hit by the Flight of the Damned. Oh dear, promo. And yeah, Ranga's the last one alive yet again. I think the amount of pressure that they had should have easily been enough to at least. Oh, and he's also going to find the blood. But Andrew would cook me if he said Bloodhound would be good in this map, but didn't matter. Yeah, reference to last week. um, it's like they had a generator about to blow off its tops, and then like Super Source gets caught out, gets 2-tapped as well, and just ends up that our last 3 survivors can't pop the last generator, which I think is a bit of an issue here, to be honest, Peaches, because considering that, considering that Flatline picked the set, you'd expect them to get a good result, and I would say that even just popping all 5 generators is plenty doable for Flatline survivors. because yeah, I feel like this one could have been the same case, but just something went wrong. And right before the series started, we are just looking at who's favored, in this matchup, and everyone voted on Diamond Dogs, like winning every other set, Peaches. And now that Bravo's taken away a 4K1, I feel like the tides might turn a little bit because Flatline have definitely put themselves a really, really solid win condition here.
I would absolutely have to agree. Yeah, it was everyone in the staff looking at the VIP tip and looking at everything, like all the stats, all the voting. Basically, everyone was like, yeah, no, Diamond Dogs have got this. But after seeing that the Survivor result on Diamond Dogs getting a 4K1 from the start they had, yeah, this is Flatline has definitely has come to play. They've capitalized on their mistakes, and now we swap sides. Diamond Dogs on the killer, Ranga, as always, the Lich player for Diamond Dogs, and now we have Flatline on the Survivor side, and that will be the first down onto Micah. Not as good of a start as the Diamond Dogs had on the Survivor side, but there's still 2 separate gens being worked on. But it looks like Ranga wants this deep pocket 7 pain res. I wonder if he spotted a 3. I haven't really had a good look at the 3 gen yet, but maybe he's trying to set up camp here. We have one at 7. We have a really close one at 8, but I wonder if he's trying to bring in that whole hole in the ground gen here in front of Shaq, maybe trying to turn this into his home, because otherwise I would have thought he would have hooked toward the middle of the map and get a better viewpoint of the map and see what else is around pressure board gens. But hey, if Ranga is happy with sitting here and setting up shop, setting up for the long haul, going for the 4K1 as well, hey, be my guest. I mean, so far, it's definitely gonna be difficult for the survivors to get in here, especially like if you proxy camps like right around the edge of this hook. So yeah, of course it will come at the cost of, if no one actually comes in at all, then it's just free gen pressure for the hook. So it's definitely a give and take type strategy. So we do get someone out, Max, with the orb there, but they're just gonna sit here. They just wanted the information, and I believe, yeah, that's exactly what Rango's gonna do. Sit here, wait for them to go second hook, but there's a lot of gen pressure on the board, Tavi. It's so hard to say which side is going, like, who's in the lead here, but I think with the 2 gens popping, and if there's a 3rd one on the way, Ranga's gonna have to make something work, Tavi.
Yeah, I think so too, because this pull might just come through in a few seconds. Actually, not opting pull though. I just assumed by the HUD that the generator is not being worked. Here comes the pull, and probably the for the people as well. No for the people. Oh. Okay.
Wait, was Micah our for the people player?
I made the assumption that whoever's. Wait.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Wait, what? What just happened? What? Okay. Ignoring that, pretend that for the people was used, and then Tomlin got hit. I think that play was just really. I think that was just really sloppy. It was sloppy from our survivors, a flatline, because they should have just ripped it instantly. While Ragnar was far away. Now he just gets a quick down back onto our tunnel lot, and Micah has just gone from the trial at 3 generators. Remember, our survivors still need to pop 3 more, and it's just a lot faster than the previous trial, and there's not as much gen pressure. So I'm not really sure why that happened, before the people came in so late. But our survivors will just have to deal with it right now. I think that will really put a wrench in their plans, because yeah, Ranga's gonna really be turning up the heat right now as he takes this next tag. Yeah, it's just so confusing why that came through. Like they had the person stealth there for the entire hook stage, and then when they get the pull, they don't even for the people immediately. So what was the entire point of stealthing there? I find that quite confusing.
Yeah, I'm not so sure why they didn't just do it under hook, but yeah, Max was the for the people person, and they for the people Micah over in the stealth area, but it was just very, very poor timing when he for the people, because then he just got the down onto Max, and of course, they gave time for Micah to escape a little, kind of, sorta, but of course he's dead now, so I guess it didn't really mean much. But I think they should just forward the people under the hook, give him Shaq, giving him this little area in the middle. It was easy, or not easy to work around, but better tile to work around. But yeah, now we just have Max on hook. We have an injury onto we have a lot of injuries on the board, and Bravo's the only one that is still healthy. So Ranga, oh, what the heck? I'm sorry, what? Rhea just sent the skeletons towards Shaq with a Hail Mary and clipped Bravo. I'm sorry, what? What? That's a crazy skeleton, and we're catching him out here. He might not even make it to the window. No, he'll still make it to the window, but Renga's got his mage hand ready. If he decides to go into Shaq, no, he design, he W keys away, trying to use his distance. But I'm sorry, I didn't know Renga was a sniper with the skeletons here, keeping over here in this middle pallet here. But he's got the hand ready, so even if he vaults over, he can just pick it up and get the down. And anyway, he gets the down over the pallet. So we'll get another pain res where you see the reset in the background. So Renga is not going to have to worry about going around the generators and applying eruption, or sorry, not applying eruption, kicking it, just applying the aggression. He's just happy with getting this middle pin. No, going back to that 7 hook once again, because it is a little difficult of a spot to save from, but definitely kind of out of the way. And I think like I was saying from the beginning, I think this is the 3-gen that he wants to set up shop, because I mean, of course it'd be better if Renga won this set, because then they'd go with that win into their set, the Oni. But even if they tie it, I think they'd be happy with that, because then they can move on to the tiebreaker Dredge set, which might be a more comfortable pick compared to the Lich, which I'm not too sure how Diamond Dog's Dredge is. But yeah, Renga's in a really good position and a very winnable situation. Go for another skeleton to get the injury onto them as well. This might be a 2-tap if Renga can cut him off of the fly. Is there any pallets around here that they can make it to? No, there is not. Oh my gosh, Renga is on fire. They saw that result in the previous trial with the Spires and said, "Nah, hold on. Let's bring this back. We're not getting done dirty like that. Let me make up my mistakes." And here we are. Wow, well played, Renga. We're getting another pain res on here, and we got the injury onto Bravo. They're gonna have to reset unless they. Yeah, they do see the reset coming in. So Renga has a general idea of where they're at, but with that reset coming in and with the hook on the board, there's basically no gen pressure anywhere on the map. Tavi, this Flatline is not in a good position.
I don't really know what to say. That is a really important hit for Bravo to evade there, because sorry, not Bravo, from Max to evade, because that, like, saving that 1 health state in this 3v1, oh, that's huge. But Ranga's gonna come back and take the chase. I just, yeah, I don't really know. I guess my only guess as to why that tunnel out happened as it did is because the 4 people so I didn't unhook, but then they should have been the one rotating. So I still think a lot of issues arose in that situation. Mine's going to build up some bloodlust, though, probably secure this M1 right now, and yeah, just some kind of insane chase has to happen. There's no way they're going to pop that bot side 3-gen. I completely agree with you, Peaches, unless they have enough time to do so with an incredible chase. Saying that, though, Max is going to get nice chaining through the pallets, but immediately goes down to the Flight of the Damned. So I think this is just Ranga having, being really comfortable on this kill. He's already done that like 3 or 4 times, gotten injuries on the Flight of the Damned when it really matters. And with this, that's just, yeah, I don't know. That chase cut short. There's no way they're going to pop the gen before Vanguard returns, and even if they do, they would have to trade so many health states for it. So you can see here, it's only 50% around Shaq, and it's just, yeah, it feels like impossible at this point for survivors. Something just has to go insanely well for them. Maybe some kind of Shaq chase, maybe we can do some kind of send shift. It probably won't happen. Yeah, and this chase might just be cut short. But that was a beautiful double back from Bravo, though. So maybe something can happen here.
I mean, Bravo has to make something work at this point, because I mean, another perk I want to point out that we haven't highlighted yet, or we don't see too much on. I mean, maybe I haven't seen it too much on the Lich, is Sloppy Butcher. Sloppy Butcher is.
And there comes the typhoon, I guess, for the Peaches. Oh dear, I was wondering when that would happen, but rest assured, they are fine. It's just the internet dropping out. I did make a pun a bit earlier, sloppy gameplay. So if you did pick up on that, did. But yeah, I think Sloppy's gets a bit of value. Probably not as much as something else, but hey, I'm not one to say, considering I don't play the set. Nicely done by Bob, though. You can kind of get out of there and force the chase away. And we do just check up on this 1-gen, catch out our sneaky Claudette, the double power around here. But they're actually going to make that safely, so this is like a few chases perhaps going in our survivors' favor at the moment. Gonna also catch out Max, but they made enough distance to make the shack window maybe play this properly. It seems like they get this Flight of the Damned off. I think the Typhoon might be passing for Peaches because they just rejoined. But yeah, it's actually a good amount of progress, Peaches. Just tuning in, there's like 2 generators that are close to popping. So I think Flatline have actually done a really good job in recovering from that really horrible tunnel out at 3 generators.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do still see 2 entries on the board, and oh, Ranga able to get that cut off on the fly, and they were able to get the down, but a gen does pop for them going down. So now Ranga has to slug a little bit, forcing the other survivors off the gens. Maybe. We see the injured Max here. So we got down person. We have Max here injured with only this not very strong window here. We use the skeletons, misses, but I don't think we make any other resource. We're gonna turn this into a 2v1, and I think Ringer's just gonna fly back. Yes, we do catch out Saki. No way, no, Saki needed to. They had to stealth. They had to stealth and wait for. I mean, it would have been unfortunate to go the 2v1, but at least they would have still had a chance to pop another gen. But because they caught him out, there's no way they might get this pickup here, but it's not gonna matter because we're just gonna down him. Like, yeah, look, you can see that's exactly what Renga's gonna do. Renga's waiting. Yes, please pick him up because I'm just gonna down him again. Then you're gonna have to run over to the other survivor. We're gonna do the same thing again. And yeah, this is. Whoa, wait, what? Wait, we messed that up.
Yeah.
Wait, Renga needed to hit Bravo. Saki, wait, somehow this game is still going on. Saki able to get the pickup on time. We go for the vault, and we tried to go in for the hand. I think we swung through it on accident, breaking the pal again, the flash, and all 3 survivors. Tommy, all 3 survivors are back on their feet. How the heck are we still here? Saki now has to make this chase last just a little bit. No, not quite, but at least that might have bought a little bit of time, at least for the survivors, to get a reset going. And of course, as you see, we don't have any eruption, no pop, no turn back the clock, so this is just a dry kick. But and Saki's not a death hook survivor, so sure, we'll get this hook, sure, they will turn into a death hook survivor, but now Bravo and Max can reset. Oh, we are in the basement though, so maybe that'll be a little bit of some problems, team, but at least Saki gave their team another fighting chance, but they're not resetting.
I think this play is quite deep from Flatline. Not resetting, maybe understanding that the chase would be a little bit too short for the reset, and that committing the reset would mean that they can't apply pressure. Now they have pressure on 2 sides of the map. A perfect pincer maneuver. I just don't. Yeah, now Vanger has to make it down happen. He didn't have eruption, so that generator around Shack is still really close to popping. Max does not make that though. It's going to go down, so I guess that means Vanger can just head straight back, but they're doubling it. So I think this just means we are going to a tiebreaker set this evening because there's no Sido in this first game. There's just no way that Vanger gets back here in time. And yeah, there we go. So Flatline do tie this first set. That was completely Vanger's fault if you ask me, Peaches. That was just that I think it just boils down to overconfidence, and that mid part is in control. I think for the entire trial, maybe the survivors managed to get away with a lot of pressure closer to the end, but then just as the set win is within grasp, he opts to just chase down Saki, not M1 them, and allow a safe pickup, which then just turns the trial round back into a tie. So yeah, if you're there, I think that was just a huge mistake coming from what seemed to be like a perfect game to start the evening for Vanger. I mean, he has to run it back, I think, on the Oni, right? We'll have to run it back. But it's just, imagine this could have been a 4K too. That would have been an incredible result.
Absolutely, but honestly, both sides. I mean, we saw both sides of the coin. There were so many mistakes made from both sides, both from Diamond Dogs and from Flatlines. This is a very odd set. We don't see 4K1s back to back like this too often, especially with Bravo's a very confident killer on the list. Clearly, we see one was a tie. It was a 4K1, 4K1. It was a very interesting battle back and back. It was just a lot of mistakes were made, but a lot of really cool plays were made as well. We saw a lot of cool skeleton shots, a lot of mage hands, but across the board. But is very, very interesting gameplay. But hey, it's a new set, new killer, and it's a little change of pace. Of course, Oni starts out as an M1 killer, so it'll be a little slow to a start. But of course, we'll see him turn into his demon mode, into his demon dash, into quite the scary killer, if you ask me, Tabi.
Yeah, of course. Only in the demon dash mode is, well, the strongest killer in the game if that power could be sustained, but of course cannot be. And we do take the first chase around this 5 tile. Not the strongest of tiles, probably the worst tile in the game as of current, except the matchsticks. I think it's actually doing a fairly good job delaying this, and it's also a good job by Vanger to stop the shack from being made, but that's going to be a committed vault. Vanger did not want to swing for that, and Bravo is going to get away with that with a huge, huge advantage, I think, for Flatline, because I think Vanger was committing that for a tag, got the bloodlust, and then just decided to quit chase after seeing Bravo make the vault. So instead, this is going to be next in line, Micah taking chase, and I think Shackle's going to be third. But this time, there should be plenty of distance to make it to safer resources, which are not that garbage tile on 5. So yeah, he's got this very good filler outside of Shack. Perhaps could have bought a bit of extra time looping it before dropping the Shack pallet. It's all good. He still has a good amount of resources. And yeah, he's going to make it safely back. But it seems like Vangan's actually wanting to bloodlust this and might be able to successfully. Here comes Bloodlust 1. The pan drop comes through, but lost a bit of distance, so that's going to be the first tag, coming just around 100 seconds into this trial. So fairly early tag, if you ask me. It's a good job by survivors, but not even a generator has popped, so this could be some trouble here, Peaches.
It could be, but if you look on the side of your screen, we have, well, you only see 2 gens being pressed right now, but there's a 3rd gen. Oh, we found our head-on. Hello, Micah. Micah seems to be our head-on survivor, but there's 3 different generators being worked on across the board, and Corrupt Intervention has just ended. So we're back in chase with our Micah, even though they're injured. We have so much generator pressure on the board. Max pops his first gen at main. That breaks up the top side 3 gen. Now we only have a gen at 11, and I believe that it was at 1. But now I'm curious to see which gen Saki's going to pop, if it has anything to do with 3 gen, or just to get more gen pressure on the board. I know they definitely want to knock out that War Tower generator. No, it was just the one at 1, but still a good generator. Oh, we got the, wait, they're over there, not the head-on survivor. I thought it was Micah, the head-on survivor, as they hopped into a locker, but it is Bravo. We get the head-on onto Ranga as they are popping their power. So will Bravo be able to last this not so great tile? No, I do not think they will. No, they don't. It will be the down onto them. Ranga's first hook and first painters, but Survivor side so far, Flatline is looking pretty solid. Two gens done, and the 3rd is on the way. That War Tower gen, I believe it was being doubled at one point or another, or there's at least someone working on it, so it is high progress. But of course, after the painters, it will have been knocked down quite a bit. But aside from that, though, I don't think there's too much gen pressure on the board. We do see the reset on to Micah, so Ranga's not in a horrible position as I thought, especially with his centralized hook. We can kind of roam around the map, kind of proxy camp a little bit, and see what gen spread we have here. We do have a nice kind of a good 3 gen here at 7, 8, and the War Tower kind of sorta. Although the War Tower kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to hold, but it's still something that Ranga can hold. But he's got his power once again, and we get to unhook onto Bravo. Maybe wanted to pull it to get them up the map as best as possible. Yeah, you do see them behind main. Ranga does not care about the top side generators. We are worried about only the 3 gen here, only the gens at 7, 8, and War Tower. And yes, we do catch out Saki over here on the 7 pallet. We don't want to deal with this pallet anymore. We're going to break that and chase at Shaq. We're going to apply the bamboozle, and now we have absolutely nowhere to go, forcing the locker and forcing him out of his power. But Ranga is in a really, well, in a pretty solid position here, is especially with his basement hook inside the 3 gen. Tavi, I think Flatline had a really good early start, but I think this middle game is kind of gonna be pretty rough, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't agree with hopping into the locker there from Saki, because you could just see right there how quickly Ranga managed to absorb back blood to gain the power back of, Blood Fury. So for those who don't know, if you grab somebody out of a locker, as the Oni while you're in power, it preemptively ends your power, but instead of losing power like you would from downing a survivor from the swing and like the strike, you keep all of it, and that's why that Ranga has pretty much all the blood necessary to go into the Blood Fury again. So I just feel like that locker play might have been a bit suboptimal. Saki's gonna hit second stage. I don't think our survivors are going to attempt anything too ambitious for the unhook, and yeah, you can just defend this bot side relatively like close 3 gen. Actually, we actually slipped through. Never mind.
Wow.
So Bravo got through, but can they both get out of this alive? I don't know what. I really don't know why Vanga did not pop the power there, but I guess he didn't know who was going for the unhook, and he just seems to want to get Saki back down. But this is a lot of time being bought for survivors. Like, he didn't pop power, so Saki's could theoretically get a really long chase here. Gets all the way back. Why are you in the background, Bravo? What are you doing, man?
Wait.
Uh,
I'm
like,
sorry.
what? What? What are we doing? You don't get hit on in time, bro, and you're just gonna give the power back really quickly. What? Like, that was a perfect Peaches. That was a perfect time for Flatline to punish Ranga for not popping the power, and get gen progress in. But then Bravo just hops into a locker and gives the power back and gives him another hook and keeps the injury. So I'm starting to question this position for Flatline, because there's 3 gen left, and sure, they get one more done now, but how difficult is it going to be now that Rang is around the hook with an active power? Saki's also called out too, so this could be huge issues if this down comes through. That's a beautiful swing. Panic time definitely for Flatline is coming through.
Yeah, this is a very odd place. It almost looked like Bravo was trying to take a hit for Saki for Saki there. That's what that was really throwing me off. I mean, I don't know if he just was calling Rang as well, like, you're not gonna pop your power, you're just gonna go for the M1 chase and try to M1 Saki. But Rang was like, all right, if you want to protect your teammate, let's see what you do. And he popped his power, and well, we have Bravo on a hill hook, and I don't think they're gonna be. Yeah, I mean, they can try and save this. Absolutely, yeah, you do see him coming in for the save, but you're just gonna give them even more. But wait, oh, Bravo missed a skill check as well. Did you hear that? I don't think they're gonna get this one. If Brandon can buy block this. Oh, he does just barely get in, but we have so much blood on the map, and we do get the BT hit, so we do protect Micah from going down and being another fresh hook. But there's a lot of blood on the map. Bravo is making their way up to the top side of the map, so there is more stuff to loop around. And oh, we tried to do a reset right here at this spot. We get the swing, even more blood, and now we have our power. 3 injuries on the board. Max is healthy, and oh, this could be dangerous. Renga could be on. Oh my, he gets this? Oh my gosh, he gets the flick onto Max, and he will. Yeah, no, Renga's gonna keep going. He knows that Bravo is around here somewhere, around this 10-11 tile. Yes, we see him at the pallet, camping the pallet. That is smart, as we don't want to get down too fast. But Renga, if he can mind game this properly, he might be able to get the down onto them. He does mind game him. Not the barrel almost got in his way, and now we will see the tunnel onto Bravo. 2 injuries, Max on the ground. This is not looking good for Flatline, and we still have our 3-gen. Tommy, this is very what could have been, like we said before. Like, I have to agree with you, they could have easily punished Ranga for going for the tunnel and not popping his power, and just 3-split a gen, or at least double one of the middle gens, or at least break the 3-gen. But now we're in this situation where, I mean, we will see the 3-gen be broken here, but this is gonna be rough. 3v1, 3 injured. I'm not sure, Tanabe.
I just don't think it was the play either, man. It's just it's unlucky, but at least they do pop that additional generator. Saying that though, that is a real panic volt coming through by Saki. That really should not have happened, and I think Ranga might just be able to wrap up the trial right now. Gonna head back though, maybe catch out. No reset. Okay, did not catch out the pickup, but yeah, it's just not really. It's not really recoverable anymore. There's going to be, as we'd like to call it, infinite blood on the map. You're not going to be able to reset through these conditions safely. If you do try and reset as the survivors, there's going to be enough blood where you're just going to pop the power in your face, and unless there's a full power run out, then yeah, it's just not going to keep the hell states for that long. And with infinite blood, the only way you can get out of an infinite blood situation is if, as the survivors, you have enough gen pressure to force like the Oni to go on some ambitious dashes across the map, or if you have 4 survivors in the trial. But even then, that's sort of the same problem where there's enough pressure to force that. Um, but yeah, in this scenario, it's just infinite blood, and you have nothing of the other two to try play off. Micah's going to take the chase around the eye loop. That is nicely done by Vanger, but he got stuck on the tree, so that's going to be the first dash evaded. Just a few seconds there, and he's going to get stuck on the box again. This is definitely not what Vanger wants, and Micah's greeting this, understandably greeting it, and gets away with that. Vanger is not that staff is that is not long enough to reach the down, and this swing comes through, but yeah, okay, this one does connect, so that is huge for Ranger. You know, this might have been a bit of a comeback for us survivors of Flatline, but no, he just shuts that down and instead goes back on the slugging streak. Saki's going to be caught here this time, does not panic ball, and gets punished for it. So I guess Ranger just read that perfectly, gets 2 down for 1 demon dash. What are you going to do as a survivors, man? Peaches, I just don't think there's much left to do. The eruption's going to, if there is any gen progress, gonna put that to 0. And yeah, we just found our last survivor here too, so it just seems like wraps.
Yeah, we did find him out. I was gonna say I was going to say before we found him out, the only saving grace was that the 3 gen was broken. You have the gen at 11, gen at 8, and maybe if Max was able to stealth, get the unhook, and somehow get the pick, there could have been a turnaround. But Max was not able to stealth out. Of course, they were injured, so we could just follow their blood, their pools of blood, and of course the actual Oni blood. And yes, we will see the down, and yeah, we'll see the result of a 4K1 with Flatline absolutely could have punished Renga there. I'd have to agree with you. That key. Well, there's a couple key moments there as we get Renga hooking all their survivors, but there was a couple of key moments that really stuck out. The first one, like you pointed out, the locker at Shack. You have the basement right there at Shack, next to your 3 gen. I guess it wasn't like kind of killer, unless of course when they get their demon dash, they just absolutely pop off, which we have seen before. We have seen. I mean, Ranga just showcase himself what kind of crazy Oni he has himself, and especially in that demon dash, he has some great flicks and great mind games. But I'm curious to see what Flatline can do. They definitely have to do the exact same thing, and I mean with the caliber of Diamond Dogs, that is definitely not going to be the easiest thing. But yeah, here we go. We got Burrito on the Oni. I think we have the exact same build: Chain Res, Erupt, and Eruption. And actually, we spawned in the exact same location as Renga did previously. And we got the Fang and we got the Crutch, so we're looking good. And yeah, we'll see what Burrito can do, because I think he's definitely going to need to put in his work to get this win and even to get the tie, Tavi.
I don't know. I feel like this start has to be fairly. Sorry, I had a bit of lag there. Has to be fairly decisive from Burrito to try and get an edge in this trial, because 4K0 is not good enough. You can't let the survivors pop 5 generators in this trial to take. If Burrito can't let the survivors pop all 5 gens if they do want to take this set. And there's a pretty big difference between killing at 4 and killing with 4 gens not 4 gens, killing with 0 remaining and killing with 1 remaining. So yeah, some way, somehow Burrito will have to make that happen. But this start of the trial, really not eventful at all. Burrito's sort of scared about this topside area of the map rather than maybe elsewhere. Maybe the survivors are just stealthing way too well. But I guess as payment, even though he did not get much out of the corrupt intervention, our survivors haven't done much either. So I guess even though you see the corrupt run out, it's not really the same deal as if you see the corrupt run out and there's someone in chase. So yeah, there's some nice stealthing going on. We're still yet to find any signs of life around here, as the corrupt is going to tick just 15 seconds away of expiring. And that Fedora from Banger not tall enough to poke out, so I guess that means Burrito has to start the trial 1 perk down. Survivors are all in optimal positions. Not the best start, but you should know that there's not much gen progress considering there was nothing there. Does see some scratch marks. Okay, this could be something promising, but our survivor has stayed around this area. Ranger You're around here for what, man? And he gets this stun, but into the main building window. Okay. So, yeah, now the trial really does begin. Pretend co-op didn't exist. What's the play here for Burrito? Is it you commit around main, which is a strong resource? Or do you try and break away and find someone else to beat?
It generally is a tough call because I mean at this point I mean you saw how well these guys how well Diamond Dog stealth. I think at this point Burrito has to commit this because I mean sure he can leave this chase, but Ranga obviously isn't gonna just not tell his teammates that he's leaving. I don't think he's gonna make it to another resource. So we might see the first M1. Yes, we do see the first M1 onto Ranga. But I was gonna say, I mean, if he left that chase here at main and like left him to go away, Ranga of course is gonna tell Super Promo and Beanie, hey, he's left me at main. And then if they're able to re-stealth, everyone can just stealth out. Then all that pressure, then Burrito just lost the one source of blood that he could have used or possibly potentially gotten. But yeah, look at that. We got our first gen pop toward the bottom side. Burrito's got his power. They're probably going to reset Ranga in just a little bit. I think they're about to pop a second gen. Yes, there it is. They're popping the gen at 7. But there is one thing, though, that is in Burrito's favor at this point. I was looking around the gens as you were commentating. There is some sort of 4 gen here. Look at this. You got main 11 and oh my gosh, that hill hook. You got that 3 gen here. And if you want to wrap in 1, this isn't a bad gen spread at all for Burrito. I think Burrito was liking this. I think that's why he was roaming around the top side quite so much. He was trying to. Oh, look at that! Oh no, this is it. Oh, this could be Burrito's moment. This could be the moment. He caught out Promo, trying to reset Ranga on top of main. I think Promo was the bounce lane. As they did drop down, they got a lot of haste. Ranga is a smash hit, and not quite able to get the hit, but this is Burrito's chance. If he wants to bring back this pressure, he needs to get this down. He needs to get the blood flowing. But I think he left him, or he kind of lost him here. No, he didn't lose him. I'm sorry. I thought I lost him. That's my bad. He got the down onto Promo. We see the reset onto Ranga, and now Burrito can hook them. Look at that. Yes, that's exactly what they do. They have that painters in the middle, but I think Burrito just wants to hook the first fiber as deep into. I think it's. Would you say it's safe to call this a 4 gen? Because I mean, look at that. That 1 middle, 11 main. I mean, this is Burrito's definitely setting up camp here. This is. Yeah, there's still a lot of gen pressure on the map. Source has over half. Beanie's about to hit the halfway mark. So it is 2 different generators, but I think this is a fairly good gen spread for Burrito. Tabi, what do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely workable. It's something that you do want to see. You know, heading into the win con at the start of the trial, that there is a strong generator setup, but it's not going to be easy to defend either. It's like our survivors are applying really good pressure around the board just to make sure that Burrito can't just cruise along to a free camp or like, free defense of the generator. And you can see here, this one is close to popping. I feel like Burrito should just head back to hook and not chase this. This is still Shack Paladin pretty much every bottom side resource. Plus that gen's gonna pop anyway. And I just don't think it's worth it. Just try head back, maybe catch out our survivors rotating around main, maybe even catch out a main building kind of play. And he's actually a bit aware of something around the main building, no, but did not see anyone, so still has to find the survivors here. Doesn't seem to be a head on because that probably would have been used by now. And just as I say that. Anyway, yeah, that's a huge smash hit coming through by Ranga, but it seems like Burrito's zoned him topside, so if he can get the down, maybe some problems could occur, but he's already gone away. That's the parental guidance getting value. That's why that combo was banned for 3 seasons in OSL, everyone, because that's how obnoxious it is. And now Burrito's going to get maybe just run out of power. Diamond Dogs has done the smart thing and stealth, but there's someone around Shack, so this Shack power is going to get dropped. Burrito's power probably does run out very soon, so that is good for Diamond Dogs, but perhaps that perfect stealth was not going to be true. Burrito, though, still with the last slivers of power, is going to just force a bit of distance from Super Source, but they get away from that safely. I feel like everything's unraveled now for Burrito. This not being able to find anybody after popping the power, such a huge deal. By getting the smash hit parental guidance disappearing from view, such a huge deal. And then also that Shack Pallet being up, well, that saved the Super Source's life there, and now he's kind of got nothing to work with going into this endgame. When I say nothing, of course, I just mean in terms of blood, because there's really not enough blood on this map to get another power. as of right now. So he just somehow needs to kill all the survivors before another 2 gens pop. Which, by the way, one of them is popping soon. So it just seems like an impossible kind of place to go. I mean, he gets a tag, but this tag onto promo is all the way on the bot side. So to make, to get the power and then rotate all the way back up, that might be a little bit too time costly in this case, Peaches.
I think you're right, and it really did boil down to Burrito taking this chase toward the bottom side. I mean, we can't see his. Oh yeah, and there you go. We saw the double out on the gen, and and we see the adrenaline. So promo is happy and healthy and good to chase this once again. Of course, I think he's still gonna get M1 here at Shaq, but yeah, Burrito taking that chase toward the bomb side in power. Like, so we can't see how much power is in the meter because of the spectator bug, but he can. I think he should have gauged it and be like, okay, this is taking up too much of my power. I'm too far away from my amazing 4-gen. I need to go back top and maybe chase someone off and maybe catch someone out. But it didn't happen. He continued to chase for the bomb side. I think he just wanted to get a snowball rolling of some sort, but was not quite able to do so. And then, of course, we saw Diamond Dogs break up that 3-gen, break up the 4-gen, and just honestly call it a day. Because yeah, this is that beginning stealth, of course, was beautiful. Burrito couldn't find absolutely anyone, and when he did, survivors absolutely used their perks to their fullest.
That shouldn't be the time. Should not have been a time. Yeah, they're now one set up heading into this tiebreaker set of the dredge, and I really don't know which team is favored here. Peaches, like, it says there in the tipping that Diamond Dogs is more favored, but this set is unique. This set is like none other. This is the set that I see another team play a lot of. I'm sure that team gets it banned a lot, but yeah, I don't usually see other teams fight it out on the dredge set. I'm more used to seeing that Cash, Andrew, New plus Gospel kind of thing on this set, not other teams. So we didn't actually take that. That's beautifully done by Mr. JT Bravo, Lil Jit Bravo, I mean. And yeah, that's a really fast tag to start the trial. And it's not a build I've seen before, Peaches, either.
It is a very interesting build, but it so far gave him a little bit of value. I don't know if you noticed while he was in chase there with you saw a little bit of the aura of Sleep Source on the gen because of the totem, and he was able to teleport up there in time before they could even lock it. And well, we saw that injury onto them, but I'm surprised we're not following up with that injury. But looks like we're just happy with chasing Ranga here for a little bit, trying to get some of these pallets out of the way. But there's a lot of gen pressure on the map so far. Beanie's about almost halfway, promo is a little bit over half, but just like you said, the dredge is very, very unique. I think Ruin is a great perk to have with the dredge, of course, with all the teleporting that he can do around the map, pressure the gens, even pressure the totems, chase them off, and get the gen progression going. It is definitely a good perk. And of course, you gotta have Undying with Ruin. You know, Ruin is a glass cannon on its own. If you find it early in the trial, it's basically nothing, and you just lost a perk. But at least Undying helps with that, shows a little bit of aura, protects Ruin from, well, dying and get some more pressure out of it. And but you're right though about one thing. Oh, going for the swing on the Ranga, not quite able to connect there. Deadlock is a very interesting choice as well. I wonder if Bravo was suspecting that a lot of these gens are gonna pop fairly quick, and that's why he brought Deadlock to kind of slow that down a little bit, because we do see that second gen was about to pop, but of course Deadlock was able to block it for the 30 seconds. Oh, very nice down onto Ranga. This will be the first hook promo already on to a totem, and I'm sure one of the other survivors will hop on that that second gen that was getting ready to pop any moment now. But yeah, we see Undying leave the trial, and Eruption, of course. Eruption is always just a good perk to have with the dredge. If Ruin Undying is gone, you got Eruption. You can kick the gens, get quick downs, and you'll be all set. And of course, Eruption has its own aura reading in itself. If a survivor stays on the gen, when a survivor goes down and pops in, oh hey, there you are. Just like we saw with Undying. Oh hey, we saw aura with Undying. Of course, he's not gonna get that anymore, as it did leave the trial. Going back to a hook, and I think, at least from what I've seen in a lot of dredge sets, getting it down to the 3v1 is the name of the game. At least from what I've seen in previous leagues, and even here sometimes, if you are able to get down to the 3v1, you can basically whatever gens that you have left, especially with Ruin still up, is basically where you're at. In the 4v1, you're definitely going to see outs if you're not careful. At least that's what I've seen around. And yes, we do see the unhook on Ranga, and you are already gonna know Bravo is gonna go back over there, and not quite yet actually. Gonna go. Oh yeah, this is Ranga. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting my survivors mixed up. But yeah, we see Ranga here, and yes, we definitely want to get this tunnel out. Turn this to a 3v1, make it difficult for the survivors to get any resets going, any get any gen pressure, because one of the add-ons you can't see on the spectator's screen or on your screen is the tilling blade. It acts as a sloppy butcher, makes it difficult to reset when you get tagged in the darkness. So we do get a tag onto Beanie. Again, they're not the tunnel. We don't want this person. It is, yeah, we're not gonna look. We don't want anything to do with them. We want to look for Ranga. That is our target. But Tommy, I think Bravo has lost our target.
I think so as well. It was a bit of an ambitious remnant teleport all the way to the McDonald's of this map, and they did luckily catch out the generator and got a tag onto Beanie Ford. It's actually going to find one into promo, so perhaps there could be a bit of snowball play coming through in the trial. But if Diamond Dogs are aware of this, they should be on top of the resets fairly shortly. I think the whole point of playing around those rooms there with Rango is to head back to the God Palette. It's still up. It's in the room very, very close nearby. I don't know what. Very, very strange teleport coming through, but okay. Superstore is going to get away from that one, and Bravo is going to concede the tag there. So just giving up and perhaps finding something else. And in the background, yeah, you can see all that time was bought for 2 survivors to get reset. So exactly as I was predicting before. And suddenly, again, Bravo, like, just one slight bit of pressure, like letting up the foot, and the Diamond Dogs are just chilling again. They're just chilling. They don't really care about the previous situation. They're just back in the game in terms of health states. Saying that though, Supersource takes the next chase. They're around this courtyard, use the finesse yet again, and to build a Minecraft house around this tower. I think at this point, Peaches just that one little indecision from Bravo not to commit Ranga and then get a tag and then get another tag. I feel like that just is a bit too much, and now our survivors can really just punish that. They get the second reset, the third reset as well in the background. Super Source is not even close to taking a tag. It takes a tag now, but it's still completely fine. Like Super Source has plenty of hook stages to go, and they're looking at a fairly good spot right now. Super Source sort of is like the bait. Like, yeah, you can have Super Source, but like we're gonna reset 3 times for it, so is it really worth it? Probably not.
I don't think it was worth it, because I mean, you saw the resets, and another thing, I don't know if you noticed, Ruin is now out of the trial. So now all we have is Eruption and Deadlock. So now Bravo has to physically go to every single gen and kick it, which of course buys time, which that little bit of time, the couple seconds, could be. Oh, we do catch out promo, not quite able to. Of course, we're in Nightfall. We're in Nightfall right now, so maybe it wasn't able to see where they're at. But yeah, without Ruin there, we have going for the swing out there, not quite able to drop the God pallet, make it to another pallet, but yeah, this is a very interesting situation. Bravo had a lot of pressure. He found Ranga again. He could have gotten the tunnel out, of course, he still need to get the second hook, but he could have been in a great spot in being able to patrol his Ruin. But because that chase on Super Source, like you said, kind of just being the bait, just be like, yeah, chase me. Yeah, no, you definitely want me, and that just bought time to get those resets, get rid of the Ruin, and get more gen pressure on the board. And although Bravo is making something of it, though, he gained that down to Beanie. Ranga was sitting on that generator, and when Eruption procced, and we roll into the killer, this could be what Bravo needed. And all we have is this one pallet at the tower. And he needs to win this 50. He doesn't bolt. Ooh, this could be very interesting. Bravo goes for the pallet break. I don't think Ranga can make it anything else. I don't think, unless a body block is here. No, he forces his locker. But actually, this might be what Bravo needed. If Bravo can get this hook, I'm not sure what even hook you want to go for, just for anything, honestly. Maybe if they can get back to Beanie, get the pick onto them, and just spread the hook stages. Yes, we do see the pick onto Beanie, and there they are once again. Not the strongest. Tommy swings away, we get the down. Oh my gosh, the pressure is back in Bravo's pocket. They're gonna hook this, and they're gonna teleport right back to Ranga. If Bravo can get the tunnel out onto Ranga, all of a sudden all the pressure that was on the survivor side of Diamond Dogs is going back. could be on the side of Flatline. This is huge, Tommy. This is actually huge.
Yeah, like Bravo had quite a lot of potential coming through there. This is going to be the live from Super Source, by the way. But again, okay. Well, we had like such a good amount of pressure before, and then suddenly we're just chasing the healthy survivor across the map because the generator was high. Like, I just don't think this chase was ever worth it. Super Source is already breaking his ankles earlier, and is just refusing. What is
Wait,
okay?
what?
Well, yeah, it's like this chase is just. I feel like just not really a great one to take for Bravo. That gen popped anyway in the background. Someone had already rotated to do that, and now you take this chase for Saurus. I mean, to get another swing and a miss, and that's just looking at more resets coming through. We see Beanie in the background. They've already popped the clean break earlier. Super Soul is still winning 50s around here, so Bravo is just in a world of hurt until the time. Ranga gets reset too. Like, so much promise from that previous situation. Like, Ranga was maybe just like a few pallets away from death, and then they can get away with that because Super Source was the bait that they needed, and they anyway popped the generator that was Bravo was trying to defend. So it doesn't matter. But Ranga is somehow here. What Bravo yet again making a critical find. Hopefully this time they can capitalize on it because that God pallet is nowhere close. It's off the opposite side on the map. Ranga can definitely not make it. We can see a body block coming through, but you're a little bit too late. The 3 survivors here. We're trying to keep them alive for as long as possible. Super Source goes down. We also see Beanie here, but they're gonna rotate away. This is good awareness by both teams. Here comes the God pallet. That body was invested for it, so that is a lot of time for Ranga. That's a lot of distance. Hopefully, again, we can see Diamond Dogs capitalize on the distance here. Maybe Bravo does break away, but okay, no, Ranga is on top of that, but he takes the fall off, so there's another body here. Wow, they're really trying to keep Ranga alive as long as they can, our Diamond Dogs, and there's a third survivor. Oh my god, it is a complete party going on the Midwich Elementary School. Ranga's definitely got to feel good. I'm not sure about the other survivors though. He's maybe going down. He has to play 50s. He's gonna win them. He's winning them on ping, but he's gonna go down. He jumps in the locker, but it's not enough. He is going down. That bit of kerfuffle around Ranga's tunnel out's finally going to be resolved. And for what, I think, is the question. Do they pop a gen for it? They pop it in his face. But what more can be done here, Peaches? They have invested a lot to do that generator. They might not be able to recover from this.
There is one key thing, though, that I don't know if he's gonna, just barely missing that hit. We do not know where Beanie is at. That is the one survivor in this whole, whatever the heck just happened, that Bravo has not seen yet. And you saw the deadlock. Oh, he get his ball into the killer's arms. You saw the deadlock right there on that generator, right next to us. Yes, look at that. Oh wait, never mind. There's not nearly as much progress on it. Never mind. I was gonna say Beanie had to be sitting on that on a generator somewhere while the other survivors were helping Ranga out. But there's not. Yeah, now that I see the progress on there, I've seen it time and time again. Maybe it's different in the OC region, but as soon as it turns to the 3v1, even with Ruin out of the trial, and Eruption still in play, I don't know if we're going to see another gen pop. I mean, if Bravo can, especially if Bravo can get another Nightfall going, and we have 2 injured survivors, we have the Tilling Blade to spread that Sloppy Butcher like effect, it's going to be rough. 3v1 Dredge is never fun, and he's making the there'll be another tunnel out. 2v1 Dredge, and there's not nearly enough pressure on that gen that Beanie was on. This is actually what a change in pressure. There was so much pressure on the side of the survivors that it was looking like outs. They're protecting Ranga from being tunneled out. It continued a 4v1, but now we've caught up Beanie, but we don't want them. They're healthy. We want to look for promo, slug them, and we do find them on top of this generator. They have nothing to work with, and we're in Nightfall. So all Bravo has to do is hook this, secure the fresh hook, and then teleport around and just look for Beanie. Oh my gosh, the pressure! Like this game has been such a weird back and forth. It was in the hands of Bravo, then shifted over to Diamond Dogs. They had all the pressure in their hands, and because Bravo lost the tunnel at one point or another, and it was chasing Super Source, which was absolutely on the chase of a lifetime. And now we're in this situation where we lost the tunnel out, or sorry, we got the tunnel out. We find Super Source, who's this next tunnel out. We're in a 2v1 now, and we find Promo once again, and they're injured and there's no other resources around the map. So this, yeah, this is just gonna be a 4K1. What could have been, I don't even know what this result was gonna be. I think both of us were unsure of what this could have been at the start of this trial. But I was thinking at the beginning that it might have been outs possibly, but man, the pressure just shifted so much. I mean, Bravo still has to teleport away to pressure the gen, as there is a couple pistons pumping there, but man, with Bravo with Dredge and Nightfall, I don't think they're gonna pop another gen, Toppy.
No, this should be impossible. I think the best results that that Diamond Dogs, or at least the result that they should be looking for, is a hatch escape. At this point, it's just no way in Midwich Elementary School. That is the home here, not hell. No way in the Midwich Elementary School that Bravo will let through another generator, given current circumstances. So yeah, I was definitely thinking too that it was outs earlier. You know, they had one or two hooks. I think it was like Vranger and maybe like Supersaurus. They had three healthy with Supersaurus on hook with three generators. It was all looking really promising. But then suddenly Bravo makes a comeback, gets tags, but then chases Supersaurus again, maybe easing up the gas a little, and then just finds Vranger again. A beautiful find in the middle of the courtyard, gets a tag and a quick tunnel out to finish him off, and Diamond Dogs were not really able to respond with an additional generator during the downtime it's taken for, well, since Vranger died, and then we also see Promo going down and Supersaurus dead too. So I think maybe if a few better decisions were made by Bravo, could possibly save an additional generator. It's a bit hard to say, given now that we see the outcome of 4K1 and compared to before, but I think they still played the trial fairly well. Maybe all you need to do is I don't know. It's just not commit the healthy survivor who has life finesse for 45 seconds. I don't know. It's a bit reassuring me that you are back.
Yes.
Hope the typhoon
Thank you
was
for
all right, man.
Yeah, it's starting to. Yeah, I do. I'll just say my apologies now. Yeah, I do apologize if you hear me cutting out every once in a while. I am getting ready for a typhoon over here. The winds are starting to pick up quite a bit. My house is still standing, so I'm still casting. That's what's up. Anyway, we are loaded in. Beanie is on the dredge, and we have a more conventional build than I was expecting. The sloppy pain res, corrupt, and eruption. That's a fairly common build. We do see the burnt letters and the broken doll offerings. Yeah, fairly decent start. I mean, I'm glad you summed up what I was trying to say. I heard that.
He did, in fact, hear that, because I did too. From my end. He did warn you, chat. He did, in fact, warn you that he was prepared for a typhoon, and it did happen before. So, I'll let him type on the back end for a sec. I'll pass it back over though. Wow. I think I'll say something though. I think our Flatline survivors are doing a pretty good job of holding the first chase. Oh, I have to hold the fort for him. Okay, yeah, that's all good. They actually, yeah, they bought quite a lot of time here. Beanie is just not able to get too much. Like, they had to use quite a lot of teleporting to just secure this first tag, but it is going to be an important first tag, thanks to the Sloppy. I do like the pick of Sloppy. I think Sloppy is probably one of the best perks on the dredge, on this map, of all time. However, Painres, the reason you don't see Painres that often in dredge sets is because of the horrid hook spawning. Yeah, I'll pass it back off to you, Peaches, but the hook spawning on this map is horrible. So most of the time, you're not going to get a lot of value out of Painres. It is just, yeah, it's just not really that consistent, so I guess it's fine to bring it. Maybe it would have been in somebody else's interest to bring Columbine. I'm not entirely sure though, but we do find Micah here, so this is a nice find as well for Beanie. I think this pallet here is just going to get dropped. No, it's not. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, reading the palette a little bit, going for a different one over here at 11. Ooh, Micah able to W key away from it and forcing Beanie to teleport back to the hook. Beanie suspecting that someone is coming in for the save, and yes, we do. Wait, yes, we do see Max here trying to go for the unhook, but being able to cut them off away from it and guide them somewhere else. I think Saki, because of that, will go to second hook because I believe Micah and Bravo should be on generators. Max was able to make it back to the compound, but of course, Beanie doesn't want any of that going back to the hook. Maybe they called for a second survivor to come in for the save. No, we do not see anyone here coming for the save. Beanie is just going to stand here in front of the hook and secure this second state. But of course, like we saw in previous sets, this can backfire a little bit. If you keep the pressure, if you keep staying in front of the hook, that is gen pressure being added to the side. Oh wait, what the heck? Wait, Micah, what are you doing here? Wait, whoa! I'm sorry. I thought the deal was that the three of you guys were gonna. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That was not the best call. That gave so much pressure to Beanie right there. We knew that Saki was gonna go to second stage, and there's no way that that especially with the position of the hook, there's no way you're gonna get around the dredge. You're just not going to. Especially look at this. You can just sit there right there in the hallway, and they have to go the other way, or even like in that room. There's just no way you're getting through that. And I thought. I was about to go on this whole elaborate thing where all three survivors could be sitting separate gens while Beanie stands in front of the hook, and possibly get the win for them, or at least make it a tie. But Micah's on the ground. Saki's about to go the death state. Oh, they're down the second stage, of course. They're about to leave the trial at 3 gens remaining. Another survivor has to come in and pick up Micah, and possibly a second survivor with just Max and Bravo being it. Try to get the unhook, but I don't think we're seeing the unhook. And as soon as Saki leaves the trial, we're gonna pick up Micah, and yeah, look at that. That was a huge fumble. They could have gotten the unhook a little bit later. They could have waited a little bit because Beanie at some point or another, not seeing any survivors come in for the unhook, could have been been in a little bit more of a panic, a little more pressure, like, oh shoot, I don't see any survivors coming in. I haven't seen anyone come in this whole hook state, all this and that. Oh shoot, I think I got teleported away. I'm getting, I don't know. I mean, that's some mindsets of some killers when they're playing the dredge, but no, we saw Micah come in and try to go for the save, but it was just way too late. We get the down on them, and we tunnel out. Tavi, I don't think we're seeing another gen pop. I mean, we have the injured Max. I mean, we have a hook state onto Micah. I mean, Bravo's still healthy, of course, but if they catch out Max or Micah, I think it might just be over. I mean, I think it's over as is, but I think the set win, it's gonna be rough for Flatline right now.
That is like unlucky timing from Micah there. It's like they came in just as the second hook stage came through. Maybe you could also say that is bad planning. Also, I've never seen this filler spawn before, but I always, in my opinion, it's always better to come to the hook a little bit early than to leave it till late, because there might be some complications. You might get body blocked. You might get, like, I don't know, the body block is the main one, but like that's just terrible mistake from Flatline, and they're paying that costly. They're paying that with a lot of interest, because they do need to win or tie the set to stay in this series, in this group stages, so it's not elimination. But yeah, it's like every kind of set win you get is important. Even one set win over Diamond Dogs, that is holding quite a lot of value in itself. I do believe at the end of the group stages that does count towards a good amount of points. But yeah, now that sort of boiled over, they lost a lot of pressure from that, did Flatline, and they just have to deal with the aftermath of it. The aftermath of the bloodbath. Let's not do that. That's a different video game. Yeah. So in this meantime, you just see no gens pop Peaches. I really don't assume that they have a lot of gen progress. Like, you can kick this one. It has 70%. Okay, 75% is quite a lot. I do stand corrected there, but it's just a lot more difficult. Like, you think about, okay, yeah, we can pop one gen. Okay, now we need to pop another gen, and then we need to pop another. Like, yeah, it's just really difficult at that point, no?
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult, and Max is still injured. Then I don't think they're quite able to get a reset quite yet. Micah does have a hook state on them, so maybe they go for this and go for a second one and go for a potential second tonal out. But final teleporting away, looking for see any other survivors on generators. We catch a Bravo over here at a generator, and we're back at this tile. This is the same tile that Bravo got Super Source had a great chase on against Bravo. Not quite able to have the same success as him. We get the injury on them, but we do decide to leave because we know that they are pressuring this generator around a 7. And yes, we do find Micah over here. Not opting to go for the eruption kick quite yet. We just want to get that injury tag onto them, and yes, we do get it through the window. And now this is where Nightfall Dredge gets really dangerous. 3 injured survivors at the start of Nightfall with eruption. This is going to be deadly. If unless one of these survivors can get a fantastic chase, that all Beanie's going to do is go for the slug. Oh, we do miss that first M1. Maybe Bravo can make it to another resource, but no, it's too far away. Although we do see another gen pop, but with Bravo not able to force the locker, now we can slug and just teleport around the map as we please. And we see 2 different. Oh no, I thought maybe they could have been separate and maybe a recovery could have been made, but they do split off. But Micah and Max are found in the same area. It looks like we're tracking down Max over here. Yes, it is. We're chasing them because there's not too many resources around this part of the map, and all we have is this. Back at this pallet once again. Max is gonna have to win a lot of 50s, but I don't think they will. No, they will not. And we saw Micah make their way into the one tile, breaking the door, trying to catch them out over here in the library. And yes, we do find Bravo here once again at the library. Once again, have to win some 50s. Ooh, we win one there for Micah, not Bravo. And we do get the down onto them. And I think the 4K2 might have been secured unless Bravo can get a pickup. Which wait, I'm sorry. I was not familiar with the gen pressure here. Wait, we're at a 4K1. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did not expect that. I thought that was it. I thought that was that. We tied 4K1. I'm sorry, Tavi. You gotta take this one away. I'm not sure where the heck that gen pressure came from, or those chases just lasted just enough, or that. What the heck just happened?
Damn N. That is a impressive way to tie up a set. Funnily enough, might be the second time I'm saying it this evening about tying a set, but yeah, they actually managed to tie set number 3, the tiebreaker. Unironically tying the tiebreaker, which yeah, that's actually I'm also surprised here on my end on my desk because I wouldn't. It just didn't feel like there was enough pressure on the board to pop 2 generators for that since that death, but I guess they did. I think at one point, to make a comparison, at one point they did have more like resources up than Diamond Dog's last trial. Like Diamond Dog's already had a down and an injury and 1 healthy. Whereas this time they had like 1 injured, 2 healthy with 3 gens, so like technically Beanie had to apply more pressure to secure all deaths, but like still, yeah, it's still just like closest 4K1. So yeah, I don't know, it's just insane. That's gonna be the window blocking off, and that is Bravo's final down, cup 3, but yeah, Flatline, I guess, push it back to set number 1, which will be the next set, number 4 in sequence. Wow.
I'm genuinely impressed. Like I did not expect that. I thought Beanie was taking this set. Like it looks so certain. Like you said, I think you're right. Maybe it was all those resources that were still up compared to the Diamond Dogs, and maybe they were able to get a couple seconds here and there as the chase is going on. Maybe that's what happened. But yeah, I'm genuinely impressed with Flatline to be able to get that last gen done. So yeah, we will be moving on back to our first set, the Lich on Ormond Lake Mine. We will take a quick short intermission to get that match. We went to the Oni set. It was a set win for the Diamond Dogs. We go into the tiebreaker set, the dredge on Midwich. That was also tied at 4K1. So now we made it back way right back over to Lich, Bravo on it, and we got the Diamond Dogs on the Spire side. Let's see what happens. Stabby, we're in for another one. And if this, just to make it clear, if this is tied again, we go back to the dredge set and we keep going until there is a winner. So we're in for a long one. Bravo's looking around the 3 side, trying to catch someone out. We do catch out Beanie over here at 3. We're using the mage hand. Go. Oh, not quite able to. Oh, we might hit the wrong tile. Look at that. Did you see it, Tommy? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They accidentally mage hand the double pallet, and unless Bravo can cut them off at Shack, no, we cannot. We get the pallet stone instead. Beanie is on a fire chase so far. This is what Diamond Dogs needed and what we needed to see eat more in the first Lich set. This is we need to get something going. Oh no, wait, we ran into a wall. Not quite. I think we looked back just a bit too much and we missed the window vault. And now all we have left is this T and L to play, but we are just W keying it all the way over to 9 to a better resource. Going for the skeletons, Hail Mary, but we miss going back to 8. And man, Beanie is going for the furthest corner of 7 that they can go, although there was some pressure on this, so maybe not the correct path to go for. I'm going for this pallet, mage handed it, and we will see the first down and a potential pain res with a the first gen popping, but definitely a lot faster of a start compared to the first set though. Tavi, what do you think?
Oh, the first set, I think Diamond Dogs had a better start. Right, they had so much more progress on board. It's good that Bravo can. No, I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, he's gonna be able to apply the turn back the clock. If he does. Okay, he does not find the gender. Yeah, you see, you already know, bro. I heard that one. That's not even. It's not even funny. See, that's why I didn't say it. It's not even funny. I just wanted to steal that from you because it's not even funny. But yeah, much better start for Flatline here. Like Bravo get that first down a lot faster. I mean, there was that little mishap. I did also see it with the mage hand. I think that's just like really unlucky, but it's all good. Still gets this optimal hook location. You can see it from a lot of angles. Actually, might get a flight at the standoff that will not connect actually on either survivor, and it's just going to be a committed tunnel out from Bravo instead onto Beanie again. A bit of a check spot coming through, but I think the haste will be enough to maybe get away from this. Okay, but the window is just in reach of Beanie, so this tile is still being played out in the jungle gym. No, it's being left actually. I'm gonna jiggy away from that because there's another fill around here, and because he saw the mage hand use, that's not gonna be available for a while. Maybe the Flight of the Damned comes back. The Bloodlust is coming in. Flight of the Damned will come through, but it's not fast enough to cut it off, and that means the Bloodlust was lost. So Bravo has to just walk this down. I think we'll get the down here though. What's that? Misses both survivors? I've never seen that before. I think he just got scammed in Ormond because yeah, that's 2 gens popping now. That is a huge miss here for Bravo, and I think the pace of this trial is just gone right back into Diamond Dogs' favor.
It absolutely did. Brahma need to get some sort of injury for that. Sure, you want to take a protection hit? All right, I'll at least get an injury on the board. Ooh, trying to do some sneaky games onto, I believe this is Ranga right now, dropping down the hole at 11, trying to go for the M1 there, but not quite able to make it work. Ranga just almost was able to dodge the skeletons, but Bravo perfectly placed the skeletons so they could just barely clip Ranga's feet. So we will get another pain res in front of main, or a little bit off to near the ramp of main. So we'll regress Super Sources gens just a bit, but this is looking really, really good for Diamond Dogs. So like I said, we got 3 gens pops with only 2 hook states on the side of Bravo, and we do catch out Beanie over here, so this is another potential tunnel, as is Rangan. We see the unhook onto them, but I don't think, I'm trying to get a good look at the gen spread. I don't think there is much for the 3 gen, so I wonder if Bravo might have to start going for the freshes to at least get the pain reses going, and get at least get the freshes secured, because yeah, look at that. You're gonna see promo on a gen right away. You're gonna see the reset onto Ranga, and those 2 are gonna double a gen, or even triple a gen. We've seen it a couple times, and wow, we're at great padding. We're back at it again with the 1v1 between Bravo and Super Source. Super Source had a couple fantastic chases against Bravo's Dredge. So now we are going for the rematch once again over here onto Lich, going for the Mage Hand, and we just look at this, Super Source just W keying it away, going for the window, not quite able to connect with the skeletons, but I don't think they can make anything else, but they make it all the way behind main. And now that I'm looking at the gen spread, there's absolutely no 3 gen to be held. Although we do see Beanie here, who's also a not Death Hook survivor, but a potential Death Hook survivor, kind of stealth around with the beam or trying to go for a flashlight save. I don't know if this is exactly the play to go for, but that's just more. Yeah, they have nowhere else to go. So I'm not sure why Beanie's here, to be real. They have so much gen pressure on the map. We're still gonna see the 4th gen pop, but I'm not really sure what the call was there. I don't think Beanie should have been anywhere near. Like, that's a really good death spot for Supersaurus. It's all the way toward the top side of the map, and again, there's no 3 gen to be had. So I'm not so certain with this play there, Tabi.
Like, I guess like Beanie gets down and also Taurus gets picked up. Like, that's a lot of time being wasted. There's no real reason for Beanie to be there in the first place. I feel like they're just forced another survivor to rotate all the way across the map to force a pickup. And of course, that survivor was Ranger. He's gonna drop this nice filler here. Usually it's not that safe, but this time it was without the spells in Bravo's arsenal. And yeah, he's just gonna leave this chase, understandably, to try and get pleasure elsewhere. I don't know. Tunlat's definitely not on Bravo's mind. You just want to secure the first stages, try and get as many pain reses on the board, just try and get as much value possible before the trial ends. Seems like Supersoul's gonna get down though, so he can perhaps get a bit of revenge for not picking him up earlier. So yeah, nice bit of free pressure. At least the second survivor gets away though. Promo, I think. Well, no, sorry, Ranger. No, Promo. They're just avoiding that. It's gonna be nice for survivors. I think that did interrupt this somewhat high progress generator, so that's regressing. Pain res was also applied, so I think was applied. Maybe not. I'd be misremembering there, but
Not applied.
yeah. So that means that Saurus probably gets. It does head back and get it again. That's not a big deal. I'm gonna find Ranger though. I feel like this is not a chase to take. It's not really in a good area of the map. But Ranger did zone himself in perhaps a bit of an unfavorable way. I don't think there's any good resources around this tower side of the map. He might just be going down. He gets just Flight of the Damned out of existence, and he's going to give away the next hook stage. But luckily, they do manage to pop the generator in the background. That's promo on the case of that generator. But yeah, this is not, I'd say not too bad considering how long it took to really secure the second down of the trial. It took so long. Like, Beanie was alive for so long around that jungle gym and then connected everything, and then Ranger was also there to take a hit. And it delayed the trial by so much. I feel like even just securing more stages right now, Bravo should be happy about it. They're gonna perhaps even get a fresh onto promo. That would secure 8 stages, Peaches. I think that's alright. Maybe not enough against a team like Diamond Dogs, but definitely a good recovery from earlier in the trial.
Definitely could be a good recovery. Bravo now trying to do some mind games over here at the TNL, but we already got a reset onto Beanie. A nice blind block. Whoa. Promo, what are you doing? Hold on. Promo, you had Beanie was. Whoa. I'm sorry. Okay. There had to be miscomms of some sort, because I'm pretty sure Promo just had to run it in a straight line. And Beano's right there. I mean, sure, it wasn't like directly toward the door, but it was like kind of path toward it. Like the door is kind of toward, what is that, toward 10 a little bit? I can't really see it through the snow as well. But there's a perfectly good body block right there. I think they're still going to go for this because Beanie or Renga could trade for this and it would still be only, at least take a stage away, making it a 4-7 rather than 4-8. But I'm not quite sure what happened here. Yeah, we do see Renga and Beanie here. Super Source probably won't be anywhere near this unhook. They shouldn't be anywhere near this. Like I said, they'd be the next.
Yeah, I guess the typing hit Peaches again. Like, that's just really confusing. Like, it's just. I guess now they get away with the extra stage in the back pocket. But, like.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I think that is safe out for promo. It's still a bit strange though, because I feel like, in my opinion, it's a bit preemptive for Ranga to run in. So sort of lucky that he managed to get the out in the situation and secure an extra stage. But yeah, it's all right. 7 stages for Bravo, one less than he would have liked, I think, in this end game. I am not sure if it's going to be enough against Diamond Dog's killer, because previously Ranga just set himself up for 4K.
Definitely going to be. We're not going to see another tie here, Tommy, but this is definitely going to be a little bit more difficult. So the survivors, once again, they're maybe it's not the worst thing in the world for the side of Flatline. We like we saw earlier, Micah got caught out pretty early, down pretty early, a lot of injuries, and kind of got caught out in their chase. So maybe this is a good reset for them, you know, to maybe get different RNG, maybe not get caught out quite early, but we do get the orb onto Max over here at 11, and we got the mage hand, and it should be followed up with an M1. Yes, we do see that, but we do see, I think that's a triple reset, if I'm, or not triple reset, sorry, triple gen, no, they do see Saki and Micah on the same gen, Bravo on a single, but we were taking this chase onto Max underneath 11. This is actually a pretty good death spot to be had, as they will have to haul them up the stairs into a pain or onto another hook. But Ranga's just happy with going for the bloodlust and following up with with a down onto Max. So very well played by Ranga. But yeah, Tommy, this is definitely going to be interesting now that we have the hook penalty in place. What do you think?
I think it will be very decisive. Now that Flatline absolutely know there's not going to be any tie condition, they sort of have to push through with 6 stages out the door, which is, yeah, as you were saying earlier, that's a huge difference. 7 stages compared to 6 stages. I don't want to say that order, but
Don't say that.
that difference is huge. Yeah, that difference is huge because think about it like Ranga gets 1 kill, then he can secure 1 fresh, and then can secure 1 more kill, and that's the game. Like, whereas with a different result, like you'd have to secure perhaps a different amount of freshes, you wouldn't be able to let as many stages out the door. It would be a completely different case in this case. Wow. Just like I'm saying that though, I guess looking at the HUD, our survivors being really on top of the generators. I guess even though that chase was really short from Max, since the survivors managed to rotate onto generators quickly, it means that the short chase was sort of met with short rotations, which means that more gens are being done. So that's maybe even the 3rd generator popping through. Bravo's on the 75% mark on that generator. Max is going to get camped out though. But this time, Saki is here. The correct engine. Why are you short swinging like that? And that's just going to be a very, very easy trade for Saki. But they're actually going to get down. And Ranga's slugging them. I feel like you just take the fresh hook here, man. You can also catch out the other survivor there, break the God Pallet. You don't have to go for a tunnel out in this situation. That was a beautiful fast fall by Max, but it's not going to be enough. They save that, but okay, now there's 2 downs around main. I can see why Ranga did this. He can grab 1 pain res and also pick up the 2nd survivor, put them on the 2nd hook. And yeah, maybe that's a bit of an overreach by Flatline, but considering the circumstances, I think it was sort of necessary. They just kind of needed to go for a risky play like that. To keep themselves afloat and keep the pressure on board.
Yeah, they definitely needed to keep the pressure going. 3 gens out, 3 gens done, 2 more to go. We have 3 hook stages in. Oh, we just barely make it. Oh, Rango's able to vault over that pallet, and they're not going to make it back. And they go get the injury onto Bravo up the staircase. And yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I don't know if this is a rough situation now for the survivors. It was looking really good for them just a little bit ago, but I mean, all that's left is 4 stages for Ranga. That's all he needs. Whether it's camping Max to death, turning into a 3v1, or going for any other injured survivor, whether it be for Saki or going for Bravo. Ranga can do it any which way. So this is the one thing, though, I think the survivors can't do. Maybe, of course, it can be different. Maybe the chases can go long, but I think they need to save Max here. I think if this goes to a oh my gosh, look at this. I was just saying that if this goes to a 3v1, I don't think there's a world where Flatline wins this, but now we were able to get the unhook onto Max, but everyone is injured, and we are just gonna take the injury onto Micah. But now the tunnel is still alive. Max has to live. I mean, because sure, we can hook Micah, but that will just simply not be enough, even if we camp them out. So, oh no, we ran. Wait, what are we doing? We could check spot correctly. We ran into the. Listen, I'm sorry. There's so many different things that just happened on the screen right now. Max actually ran to a barrel, and Rango was like, "Oh yeah, no, easy M1." Oh shoot, I missed my M1, and we still got the down. Still, it's a 3v1 now. 4 hook states. All that Rango needs is 3, but that is a very odd turn. Like, I don't know what the heck just happened there, but it's still not over yet. Though. Even if we hooked Micah, it's still not over, as that would only be the 5th hook state that is needed. A 4th gen did pop in the background, so if one more can pop, and maybe, honestly, I think if Micah and Bravo get out the gate, that is perfectly fine. That could possibly be what Flatline needs to get this win.
Yeah, that is completely correct. If Micah and Bravo get out of the trial without taking a singular hook stage, then Flatline do take the set. Not Bravo. Ranga's going to miss that swing. That's a huge miss from Ranga, because did he just get caught? Was that quick and quiet? That must have been quick and quiet. There's no way that was a quarter second. Ranga maybe a bit nervous here, swinging for that. I think we'll secure a tag though, due to the reach of the swing. I was going to say due to the mage hand. Yeah, I don't know why Ranga didn't just pick up the down survivor there. You don't have to care about the generator. All you're playing for is 7 stages, sorry. No, okay. 7 stages, don't clip that. All you're playing is 7 stages. You could have just picked up the first, hooked that, and camped it to death. And that would have been an easy win, but I guess he gets a relative 2-tap onto Bravo, so it doesn't matter. He's got 5 stages on the board right now. Maybe main is being worked. He's checking right now. His spider senses are tingling, and they're tingling correctly. That means it's being worked. But yeah, just yeah, very how do I put it in a word? Maybe nerves coming out from both teams, I think, is the best way to put it. By the way, nice net there, coming through by Ranga. That's why you love being in Western Australia. You can get hits like that through windows. Me on Melbourne ping, personally, I would never hit that, personally. So I don't even know why I even play Bubba, but I don't, yeah. It doesn't really matter. Ranga's taking this chase. Looks pretty confident now, I guess. Just having a couple of spell fakes, but ooh, okay. Saki's on top of the ball this time. Not going to give away a free down, so this could be enough time. Okay, no, he's going to get down. Oh, yep, not bad.
Wait. Yeah, not too bad. But we do see both survivors splitting gens, but honestly, Ranga probably could have just hooked this, because then any other hook after that would be the win for him. But I think he's just a little too worried. I think he thought that both survivors were doubling out a generator, so that's why he flew away. So taking the chase onto Bravo, all he has is singular pallet here in the corner here, and that will be the down onto them. And I think at this point, I mean, we do see the pickup onto Saki, but we know that they're not, obviously we can see the pickup, so gen pressure isn't being had right now. We get the hook onto Bravo. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, no, this is actually the win. My apologies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, never mind. I'm not mathing today. I'm sorry. Once he dies, then they'll be the win. Yeah. So no, basically Flatline has to, yeah. My guy. I'm sorry. Ranga has to get this person down. They need one more hook save. They have to save this. They do get the save, so no more hooks can be had right now. No one else can get hooked.
I think the Typhoon hit him again, chat. It's all good though, because at the rate is going, maybe our survivors are actually putting up a show when it's really needed. Micah is there to really put on the gas, and is also, I think, popping the live, gets the stun on the pallet, unzones himself. He needs to keep this up for a while though, and also needs adrenaline to really stay in this trial. So yeah, it's still a lot of high stakes here. It's gonna go down. I think that's it though. Yeah, they can't stop this. Flashlight is nowhere nearby, so that's the final hook stage required. That's Ranga taking the wave. I would say fairly close. Unnecessarily close. I think that he should have just picked up a little bit more. But yeah, it's enough for the win. So Diamond Dogs do take the 2-0. That's my favorite best of fours though, is the ones that go to 2 tiebreakers. But yeah, Vang has secured the win for Diamond Dogs after maybe some I don't know what to say. Yeah, well played to Diamond Dogs.
Well played indeed. Yeah, of course we'll see the match played out to its fullest, but I don't think they're gonna go for this save. They're just gonna take their outs, call it a day. But very well played by Diamond Dogs, getting the 2-0 victory on a best of 4 set. But yeah, I think that will be the end of me, but we are not done with tonight. We have got another match.